The story of a man who grew up on a farm in East Tennessee. He was sent to war and he met the woman he was married to for 59 years. Robert Moore was born in Dandridge, Tennessee.
My mother and father were both teachers. We lived on a farm and they paid for this farm during the Depression by whatever legal means they could.
He was drafted. In 1943, he went to training in Camp Breckenridge, Kentucky.
When we got our basic training, we walked to Winchester, Tennessee.
That's about 240 miles. He says that part of his training went well, but things soon took a turn. He was put on a train to New York.
And they got a rifle to doing short order drill, and I dropped my rifle and hit across my foot. It turned as black as that table. My foot did, and they redlined me.
He went to the medic for about 3 days. When he came back, his unit had already left to fight the war. So he left and went home.
Got in a little trouble, a lot of trouble. I thought about it for a week, went back, and they wouldn't even let me in the camp. They thought I might be a spy or something.
It took him months to get it all straightened out. He was asked what it would take to get him to stay out of trouble. He said he wanted to go back to his unit, so they sent him to Italy to serve with the combat engineers.
Grenades, mines. We could take mines up without getting blown up. That was our main job.
When they were in camp, he dug a foxhole in case they were attacked.
Going to breakfast and our kitchen was blowing up for one hit. Now these Germans were good. They at 5 miles away with I don't know how far. They would throw a shell into our kitchen, not just to disorient us.
He says he took off running to his foxhole. He fell and hurt his knee. He said he was hurt a couple of times, but Mr. Moore refused a Purple Heart.
If I had claimed either one of them getting hurt, I would have had enough points that I would have been sent home before I met Marie.
He met his wife Maria on a train in Italy in the fall of 1945 after the war ended. They were married in January 46, the first time.
In order to get $50 a month for her, taking nothing out of my pay, they got her a wife allotment and had to be married by the military.
That was the second time they were married, and before he left Italy, his wife's sister then asked him to get married a third time.
Said we could have a wedding in the Catholic Church and you leave us in good shape with the community. Okay.
They both left Italy that year. Robert and Maria Moore were married for 59 years. They had 5 children, moved to Cleveland in the 1970s. Maria passed away almost 13 years ago. Robert remarried a few years later to his second wife, Ruth Ann.